I overcame more than 20 years of insomnia. And if you're struggling to get the sleep that you need, I'm going to share with you one of the main reasons that people are struggling to get sleep. And then I'm going to share with you 2 key habits that you can start to implement today to start getting better sleep. But before I get into that, I want you to know that this stuff works. I work with people that have minor sleep issues all the way to severe sleep issues. And I had it pretty bad. I used to only be able to sleep every other night for 4 to 5 hours. Yeah. I used to have so many nights where I'd be frustrated, stressed, and just crying. I just didn't understand why my body would not let me sleep. After lots of research and working with doctors, specialists, alternative medicine professionals, I started to really understand why most people struggle to get the sleep that they need. I started to really understand the underlying reasons why, what's causing these issues. When I solved my own sleep issues, I developed and tested the Salvia method. One of the main reasons that people struggle to get the sleep that they need is that because their sleep drive and their circadian rhythm are mismatched. Now, I will explain this in more detail. When you finally get these 2 systems match, so they're syncing at the same time, you're going to start to sleep better. You're going to be able to get off your sleeping pills. You're going to have more energy to keep up with your kids. You're going to have a more clear mind, better focus. Otherwise, you're going to further strengthen that mismatch. You're going to lack that energy and focus. Your overall health is going to be affected. Your disease risk is going to go up, and you could struggle with weight. A lot of people have weight issues, and an underlying reason for that could be not getting enough sleep, and that's just because of the way it affects the hormones. But first, let's talk about what sleep drive and circadian rhythm is. First, sleep drive. Sleep drive is kind of like when you're tired. It's basically when you're tired, how sleepy you are or how wide awake. If it's bedtime and you're wide awake, that means you do not have any sleep drive. Or if it's the end of the day, you're exhausted, you're ready to pass out and fall asleep, you have high sleep drive. And obviously that's an ideal scenario and something that I did not have. So the other thing is circadian rhythm. I want you to understand this one too. Your body has an internal clock, your circadian rhythm. It likes to have a schedule, it likes to have routine, and it does not like when it changes. Your body has a schedule for when you sleep, when you eat, when you exercise, and so much more. Everything is just set on this one circadian rhythm that repeats every day. Any change to that, and your body can be thrown off, and you have sleep issues and all sorts of other issues. So I'm going to explain to you what happens when they're mismatched, or how you know if there's a mismatch. So you can have a circadian rhythm, which I represented here on the board. I know it might be hard to see, but it's basically like a clock. So that's your circadian rhythm. You could have a good circadian rhythm where you're going to bed at the same time every day, waking up at the same time, about the same time, and your body is used to that. It knows when it's bedtime, it knows when it's wake up time, and it has that routine. This is good. But let's say you end up drinking a coffee or something with caffeine way too late in the day, then you're wide awake at bedtime, you're not tired at all, but it's bedtime. That means you have your circadian rhythm, but no sleep drive because of the caffeine. The sleep drive is gone, or it's delayed by a long time. You can also have sleep drive, but not have your circadian rhythm. So have you ever had one of those nights where you're just exhausted, you're tired earlier than normal, you're ready to go to sleep, and you just said, hey, I'll go to bed a couple hours early to make up, or not to make up for it, but to get some extra sleep and to just, you're having a hard time staying awake anyway. So you go to bed and you can't fall asleep. You're exhausted. You felt like you're ready to pass out, but you can't seem to fall asleep. It's that tired but wired feeling. And that is because it was outside of your normal sleep time. So let's say you go to bed, this is 10 o'clock, all the way to 6 a.m., the ideal sleep time. So if you normally go to bed at 10, but you're like, hey, I'm gonna go to bed at 8. It's not in the normal circadian rhythm, your normal schedule for sleep, but you have sleep drive, but no circadian rhythm. You're unable to sleep. They're not matching up at the same time, if that makes any sense. So they must mismatch. They must match. Now, let's discuss 2 key habits that you can start to implement today to start to match up your 2 systems so you can start getting better sleep now. So the first one is to wake up at the same time every day, even on the weekends. And I know you might be one of those people that love to sleep in on the weekend. I know, I love that feeling too. But it's important that you do get up at the same time every day so that you can help set your circadian rhythm. When you sleep in on the weekends, you're resetting your circadian rhythm to later and later in the day, and then it becomes Monday or whatever your Monday is, and then it's harder to wake up in the morning, you get to bed late, and your circadian rhythm just keeps getting reset. So it's very important to wake up at the same time every day so we can start to match the circadian rhythm. Now the way we're going to set your sleep drive is by going to bed when you are tired. Now I know it sounds like Captain Obvious. I mean, obviously go to bed when you're tired, but bear with me. Have you ever had one of those nights where it just ends up becoming later than you expected? It's later than you normally go to sleep. And you're like, what the heck? I'm not tired. And it's already late. I'm already not going to get enough sleep. I'm going to go to bed because I've already lost sleep. I don't want to lose any more. I've had those, and I'm sure you've had those. You went to bed even though you weren't tired, hoping you'll fall asleep, and then you end up stressing out. Then you're up all night staring at the clock, and you maybe at best get 1 to 2 hours. Yeah, I've had a lot of those. I want you to never go to bed until you are tired. Even if it gets late and you're only going to get a few hours sleep. Trust me, those few hours sleep of not stressing out are way better than a couple hours sleep of stressing all night. And you're going to further aggravate the insomnia by associating that stress with sleep. So go ahead and find a comfy place to sit in a chair, relax, do something relaxing until you are so tired that you feel like you're not going to stay awake any longer and go to bed. Now, the hardest part about this is going to be the first few days because you're going to have your set wake up schedule, but you may not get tired until late and you're only going to get a few hours sleep. I know it is tough. You just have to push through it and trust me that it's worth it. Each day you're going to be more and more tired, and it's going to make you want to fall asleep sooner and sooner. Your sleep drive is going to cause you to go to bed sooner and sooner until you're getting a good, nice chunk of sleep time and you're getting a correct amount. Your body's going to readjust. You're basically resetting your circadian rhythm, getting those 2 systems matched up so you can have the best quality sleep that you've had ever, possibly. So these 2 key habits that I gave you today, they're going to be really good at resetting that circadian rhythm, syncing them back up so you can finally get that good sleep. You're worth it. The way you feel is going to worth it, and you got this.